I want to start with these questions. So now I want you to draw one of these pink pieces of paper. They all have one drop of LSD on them.
Sorry.
Time goes through the skin. And now you find on this little pinkish piece of paper a number. Yeah, there are the numbers from 1 to 5.
Don't know either. Maybe they are.
Are certain events in your childhood, your youth, your midlife, or towards the end of your life inevitable?
I mean, I guess I'm going to die.
I think for me, there's big events though, but there's also sometimes small things which make things change.
And I think maybe, like maybe if you think about astrology or
Yes, I'm sure. There's many.
maybe there's like a certain direction may go in certain year. So like, but it's not like fixed like one event.
I don't know if I would call it guardian.
For instance, when I want to buy an important object, I will not only go for the guts.
Okay. So which question was the most difficult, or is that one you take home, or keep on thinking about it, or was it all? Welches?
Last question.
Last one.
Sag noch mal,
What
bitte.
questions can you think of yourself about the meaning of card reading?
Ja, was würden dir selber für Fragen einfallen?
Für den Sinn aber.
Der Sinn, für den Sinn dazu.
Warum man das macht?
Ja, zum Beispiel, ja.
Ah,
Warum? One of the reasons why it functions is that it's really mirroring our emotions, and I think this is a part of life or a part of our our development, and I think it starts when we are babies, because we see our own image in the eye of our mother. Our eyes are mirrors, and if you grow up in a whatever healthy environment, then your mother will also reflect your emotions and look sad when you cry, and she will laugh with you when you are laughing, and you're not alone. And this, your mother is the world, and she is reflecting you, and it's this desire of being reflected, being one. Because when you're a baby, it's not your mother and you, but it's one. And this is, I think, this is one of the reasons why we can be kind of, well, touched by the tarot. Yeah, because when we are sad, we get sorrow. When we are happy, we get the sun, and this must be, I think there's the root somehow. I just wanted to tell you just a little bit about my way into the tarot. That was when I was in puberty. I read Sartre, Der Ekel. I don't know what is the
Disgust.
the disgust in English, or is this existentialism where there is no soul, yeah? It's just materialism, and there's also not whatever higher meaning you have to, yeah? Like, it kind of, I was anyway in a kind of depression, and a friend gave me this book, and I have totally identified myself with the hero of the book, and the whole world was, and it was just terrible. And then when I was still 17, on a birthday of a friend who turned 18, I saw this Crowley tarot deck for the first time, and I had it in my hands, and this was like the antidote for this existentialism, because in the tarot card, everything is meaningful, everything has a soul, everything has a spirit, yeah? And very shortly after I had this tarot and then bought it in that time in einem Bioladen. Im Bioladen hat man Tarotkarten gekauft damals. in einer Kleinstadt, in einer Kleinstadt Stade in Niedersachsen. And then I hitchhiked with a friend to the north of Spain, and there I took for the first time in my life LSD, and I played tarot on the beach, and it was not from a certain from some standpoint, it was not very healthy, because it was a bit too strong for me, because I had not very good card. I had like cruelty and debauch and disappointment, but then I was like totally one with these cards, and then I looked into the world, and then suddenly I felt like that also somebody who was walking by and said something was reflecting my thoughts, yeah? Or there was somebody reading a book, and then the cover of the book was reflecting my thoughts. And then I thought like, oh, also maybe the trees and the birds or the sea or whatever. And everything, it was like this, what happened to me, this mirroring my emotions with the tarot, went into the world. And then it was really quite an exhausting time, for quite a long time. When I came back to Germany, I still had this feeling that everything is reflecting my emotions and my thoughts. And so I stopped smoking pot, stopped drinking alcohol, but became vegan just because I wanted it to stop. But it didn't stop, yeah? And I had continuously the Verderbnis, I think it's debauch, yeah? The 7 cups, and I had the Knight of Cups and the Moon. Like always, Moon, these 3, and Crowley writes, this is, well, probably a kind of madness, and the abuse of drugs will make his whatever dramatic failure in life more quickly. So this was really tough, and there was not one event that this stopped my trip, yeah, this mirroring. Still, when I went to the underground, if somebody opened a newspaper, the newspaper was reflecting my thoughts. But I kind of found my way not to go to the mental hospital, even though I was living, and my apartment was quite close to a hospital in Hamburg, and I very often heard this, and this also was a reflection of my fears. Oh, they're going to get me now. And I had no work, no money, some trouble with my girlfriend, everything was really terrible. And I had become quite addicted to tarot reading. I think I was really addicted for about 11 years. For 11 years, I think daily, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times I did tarot reading. I couldn't stop. I couldn't. Why is it always reflecting me? And at the same time, this desire to have this reflection. And then, well, I was no money, sad, not good health, everything terrible. And then I did a spread. I had a kind of tarot reading with 16 cards. It was personality and feelings or influence from the outside and the problem, and 3 for psychological things in the past, 3 in the future, material things in the future, so 16 cards. And then I had, the magician and success, and it was like there were only cards that I wanted to have. 16 cards that if I would pick them, the Empress and power and victory, and wow. But I didn't feel like that at all. So I said, what happened? It was really strange. And I said, I will not touch them anymore, I decided. Because I thought, if I don't touch them anymore, It will happen.
It's fixed.
It has to stay. And I made it, but it was very, very, very difficult. But I've very often done it for other people, but not for myself, since then, since 1996. They had such a strong influence on my life. I learned all the correspondences by heart, and I started to do another oracle. Yeah, there are 22 tarot trumps, and to them belong the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. And so I always made an oracle with 8 cards in a circle, and I also added the numbers that belong to them. And one oracle was that I had the card the Lovers, and the other cards around it were the letters with the name Drinkgut. Yeah, Drinkgut. That's a German family name, and it means you drink, you finish your drink. And my question had been, why do I drink that much? Because I was working in a pub in Hamburg. I felt like I'm every day drunk, and so it's too much. And then the answer was this card, the Lovers and Drinkgut. And I said, oh, but that was the family name of my first love, my first ever love, in class number 9, Antje Drinkgut. Because I was smoking so much pot, I had to do the class twice. And then beside Antje Drinkgut, there was a space free. So she was my first love, but she broke my heart after half a year later. I said, okay, but that's not the reason why I drink so much. That's 23 years ago. So, but then I said, but I asked the Auskunft, the information. Can you tell me the telephone number of family Drinkgut in Stade? And then her father answered the phone and said, this is Klaus Hoffmann. I've been with your daughter 23 years ago. Can you please give me her telephone number? I said, okay, and he gave me her telephone number. And well, I called her, I said, I'm Klaus, we have been together 23 years ago. And but at the end we came together, and she's the mother of my son. And we had been really together for the 4.5 years, but we are still like a wonderful family, even though we are not living in the same family. But without the tarot card, no son, not my son. So.
Did it break something in you when you...
The meeting with my first girlfriend,
yes, exactly.
Well, she still had my love letters, the 23-year-old love letters she wrote me, that touched me very much, because they were from the Sartre time. It was like I made little drawings of little men who kill themselves. In my love letter, somebody hanging on the end, or jumping down a high house, and so the really tiny little writing. All you could really see this depression in this, and it really touched me a lot that she had kept them, because I haven't had many things that were 23 years old. Yeah, and my son is now, he will be 16 this year, and he's born on the 21st of December, so he brings the light. Her mother called her and said, your father just gave Klaus Hoffmann your telephone number. It's the guy who took so much drugs. That's terrible. I hope he will not call you. In a way, I still feel very loved and protected also by the cards, because I trust